this is an article. I've not read through this article yet. It was shared, I believe Christina shared this, and correct me if I'm wrong. But here's an Intercept concept that they're doing over at The Intercept, and I'm intrigued to read this. I don't exactly know what it's about, per se. Well, I know it's about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Green New Deal, but as far as like the theme of this writing, I'm not exactly sure where it's even going because I didn't read the article, but it sounds really interesting, so we're going to dissect it together, and let's do it. A message from the future with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Okay, so what's this all about? Today, and that's literally today as of the recording of this, The Intercept launches A Message from the Future with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a 7-minute film narrated by the Congresswoman and illustrated by Molly Crabapple. Set a couple decades from now, it's a flat-out rejection of the idea that a dystopian future is a foregone conclusion. Instead, it offers a thought experiment. What if we decided not to drive off the climate cliff? What if we chose to radically change course and save both our habitat and ourselves? What if we actually pulled off a Green New Deal? What would the future look like then? This is a project unlike any we have done before, crossing boundaries between fact, fiction, and visual art. Co-directed by Kim Bookbinder and Jim Batt, and co-written by Ocasio-Cortez and Avi Lewis. To reclaim a phrase from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, it's our green dream. Sounds kind of neat. Cool. And I like how they spun the whole... They pulled a Yankee Doodle dandy to the whole green dream insult that Nancy Pelosi threw at them. I like that. That's cool. And I like seeing Ocasio-Cortez participate with outlets like The Intercept. I think that's a good thing as well. So that brings me to my song recommendation for the day. My song recommendation today is After the Revolution by David Rovix. That's a song similar to this whole notion that they're kind of writing, what would it be like if we decided to really do the Green New Deal and decide to really do this? How about instead of just a kind of thought piece, experimental, collaborative piece, which that's all great. I'm all about creation. But how about let's also make sure that that happens? We also got to do that. And I know that Ocasio-Cortez knows that. I know people know that. I'm not, I'm just kind of stating the obvious in this, for instance. But anyway, the song recommendation I have for y'all today is After the Revolution. Actually, let me make sure that's the title of it. Yes, After the Revolution. Okay, so David Rovix, After the Revolution. It's a song about what he does after the revolution happens. Like, he describes the revolution happens. We break up the banks. We form co-ops everywhere. Everybody, we redistribute the wealth. So there's no billionaires. Everyone gets, he describes this utopia. And then he talks about what he does. So, it's nice forecasting the world we want to see, because then it helps us sit down and say, okay, how do we get there? This is the world we want. How do we get there? And unfortunately, that's a very complex answer that has a lot of factors, and it involves movements, and it involves coalitions, and it involves protests, and it involves direct action, and it involves local action, and it involves electoral politics at the local level, and it involves electoral politics at the national level, and it involves all that stuff. It involves art. It involves music. It involves literature. It involves comedy. They all got a seat at the table. And the elements we need for a revolution, all of them. There will be no revolution without a soundtrack. There will be no revolution without dissidents in art and film and comedy. There will be no revolution without dissidents in the literary world, without radical academics, without strikes, without protests, without coalitions, without cause-based initiatives, without the right people running for office. Well, can we only have some of that? Nope. We need all of it. So, like we said before, now is the time to pick a lane and do what Joe Strummer trained us for. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your